The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has launched the Students Anti-Corruption Vanguard, an initiative aimed at empowering young Nigerians to take an active stand against corruption in the country. Addressing the new members of the Vanguard, who are students from various tertiary institutions, on Tuesday in Abuja, the Secretary to the Commission, Clifford Okparodu, stated that youth play a critical role in combating corruption and fostering a culture of transparency and integrity in society. The Secretary noted that 60% of Nigeria's population is under the age of 30, with the passion, energy, and creativity needed to address the issue of corruption. Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss this initiative and how it can be entrenched. Welcome to the show, Mr. Sobowale. It's good to have you on.
Good afternoon.
As usual.
All right then. So, Mr. Okparodu mentioned that that there's specific strategies that the ICPC and similar bodies can ensure to ensure the sustained engagement and interest of young Nigerians in this Students Anti-Corruption Vanguard. In your opinion, how can this initiative transform young Nigerians' perceptions and actions towards corruption in their daily life? How can they begin to change things when we look at corruption in our country?
But corruption is endemic, so there's no magic wand to wipe it off. What they are doing is a step in the right direction. But they say charity begins at home.
Yes.
The family, the education, the orientation, the attitude that youth are exposed to mold their character. You see, character is crucial in fighting corruption. Character is crucial in fighting corruption. We did not get to where we are now, such that corruption is taken for granted. And all we are talking about is abating it, eliminating it. For example, we have about 5 bodies fighting corruption. ICPC is just one of them. And you see what ICPC is doing. If you look at it, it's something that the National Orientation Agency too should be doing, inculcating the values of integrity, transparency, honesty, and respect for elders into our youth. But you see, once they don't have it, by the time they graduate, it is almost impossible to make them have it. Right now, Nigerian youths, fresh graduates, and so on, they have no respect for the Nigerian state. And the reason is not far-fetched. They have digital exposure, digital education, and they have access to agents of disinformation, misinformation, just like they have access to agents of their normal, technical, and moral education. The internet is there, the social media is there, and people have telephones, they have access. So what they make of it is what is endangering the stability of society now. I think in some nations, I think Australia, they are trying to limit the age at which children have access to digital information. They're about passing it now, 16. Some other nations have done it. You see, the attitude of our youth, and you can see it, to the Nigerian nation is almost negative, literally. So what ICPC is doing, it's not the first time they are doing it. I wish them well, but they must find a way of inculcating patriotism, honesty, integrity, respect for elders, respect for the Nigerian nation in this youth. Either maybe they bring in sociologists or even anthropologists who can tell them the culture we had before colonialism, and where we were maintaining social control, how thieves were being dealt with in those days. You get me? How they were dealt with, how they, those who misbehave, who violate, who make taboos, who violate accepted customs and tradition, how they are ostracized, how they are dealt with. Because the way things are now, corruption is endemic, like I said, and it is corrupt people who get on in the society. And the youth know that. And you see, it is a matter of emulation. They emulate wrong values, negative moral values. And I mean, that is why we are in the mess we are in now. So, the way they are going about it is, first of all, to inculcate. I admire what ICPC is doing. They should liaise with the National Orientation Agency and do the needful as it is.
Well said, Mr. Sobowale. Anyway, I feel like you've gone down memory lane and you're recalling how things used to be compared to now, and I'm sure it's a relatively sad state. Imagine, seeing what the country has become today regarding our youths. But I'd like to ask you, for instance, based on the realities that we have on ground right now with high youth unemployment, how realistic is it to expect young people to prioritize anti-corruption advocacy over immediate economic survival?
Well, they will give them employment. That serves their basic need. That is the enticement. I mean, if they are going to use them, that's employment. So that immediate need is satisfied. Now, to build the energy and commitment in them, to be able to identify corruption or corrupt practices and report them, it's the orientation they have to give them. The orientation they have to, and they have to protect them. They have to protect them. Because if they expose people and they go back to society, I mean, somebody has to protect them. The institution, the law enforcement agencies must protect them. Either they expose on an agreement of anonymity, subject to protection, or where they are identified, the victim is not allowed to take retaliation on them. You have to be pragmatic and realistic. That's why in the US they have a program to protect people who expose those who are who are doing corruption, and those who expose them. They are given protection by the police. It's done all over the world. Police have it. Informants. They protect their informants. So, but if you are going to use young people, the early part of their life, because you are giving them, you must protect them too.
So let's quickly touch on the potential challenges and sustainability of this initiative. What are some of the challenges that you foresee the students in this anti-corruption vanguard in a society where corruption is ingrained in many aspects of life? And how might the ICPC, how should they ensure that this movement remains active and impactful beyond the initial enthusiasm that we usually see with a lot of these new anti-corruption agencies extending into their professional lives post-graduation? Mr. Sobowale.
I've just mentioned protection. Can't just expose people to go and expose corruption and not give them protection. That's the first line of defense. And if they're employed, they must be encouraged, you get me? Either to stay in that line, trained to stay in that line, or deployed to other aspects of society where they can employ the skills. But you see, my own fear, so I'm not being alarmist, is there must be protection for them. Genuine protection. Because corruption is endemic, and is those, either in the political system, either in the economic life, is those who cut corners, who get ahead in society. So, though if you are going to have some people, they will be like a policeman now. Policemen know their line of duty, they are armed, and their uniform protects them. But if you are going to use youths, you must protect them. You must protect their lives and their future. So that is a cardinal responsibility of ICPC, using youths.
Also, Mr. Sobowale, especially your emphasis on the need for genuine protection. I hope it's heeded too. And we'd like to appreciate you, as always, for your time here on Newsday. Arise News analyst, Mr. Dayo Sobowale, many thanks.